my name is Zoe. I'm the Tipsy Psychic. Today we are going to do a pick a card reading to see who is your soulmate. For those of you who don't know how this works, please use your intuition to pick one of these 4 decks. It can help to pause the video to help focus on the decks. We have group number 1, group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. So take the time to pick which one you are drawn to. You may feel like you're drawn to multiple decks, and that is totally okay. We do have multiple soulmates in our life, at least most of us do. Once you have chosen your group, please click on the timestamps. I've listed them below. Find the one that corresponds to your group and skip right to your reading. Remember, this is a general reading, so not everything may apply to you and not everything may resonate, but please just take what resonates. Those are the messages that are for you. And if you have picked your group using your intuition, there should be some powerful information in those cards for you. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button or comment below with your thoughts on your reading. Welcome group number 1. If you have chosen this beautiful deck right here and this beautiful gem, then you are in the right place. This is for you. This is your soulmate reading. So I'm very, very excited. So I'm actually going to start with an oracle card. I love this oracle deck so much, and it's going to tell us a little bit about your soulmate and give us an overall read of their energy. Okay, so we have the octopus. I love this card so much because it talks about someone who is so open to the point where sometimes they don't really know what walls are. Like, they don't really have limits. And what this also means for a partner is that your love is limitless. Like, it has no bounds. I'm just sensing that it can go very, very deep, very complex. It's not an easy love, but it is a beautiful one, and one that is very intricate and has a lot of layers to it. The octopus is very, very affectionate, very loving. I'm seeing your soulmate is someone who's going to be very, very close. They like to be touchy-feely. They might be really into cuddling. And I'm also sensing that there's somebody that can really get intertwined in your life. It's almost like when you sign on to them is a weird word, but when you find them and you commit to them and you get into a relationship, it's like your worlds become one. You're very merged together. There's somebody that really bonds to you and gets very close. And it's kind of like they're wrapping their tentacles around you and you're just kind of sucked into this romance, this very emotional world. And they're going to make you feel things that you've never felt before. They're going to push you out of your comfort zone. And I'm just seeing this person being very, brilliant. They radiate this brilliant energy and they shine and they kind of just pull you in, and they're very enchanting. I'm seeing them as somebody very enchanting. They're also somebody who's a very good listener. I'm seeing them actually hearing you, actually really being interested in what you have to say. And it's it's beautiful. I'm also seeing them as someone who's very creative, but also messy. Like, this is not a perfect person or your ideal match by any means, but this person is perfect for you because they really push you and challenge you and get you out of your comfort zone. And I'm sensing kind of a metamorphosis with them. I'm getting a lot of Leo energy, so that is good to keep in mind. Leo. So they can be quite theatrical as well. As lots of Leos can. I'm sensing that they have a very playful energy. They love to laugh, to play, and just to be kids. I'm sensing this is somebody you can just goof off with, somebody who can get you out of the dark times. The other thing is they're very empathic. So you might feel things they're feeling, and you might feel very connected emotionally. And the emotional intelligence with this person is wild. It's insane. It's so powerful. I'm just seeing that when you're together, it's like you're one. You're very close. You become very intertwined with each other, and you start using the word we a lot. Like you're always together. It's one of those things where sometimes it might feel like your friends and family are like, well, can I just hang out with you alone? But this is that person that is just, they're so absorbed in their love life because it's so intense and passionate and beautiful. The octopus is so loving and they're really easy to love. And the other thing is there's going to be a lot of, they can be kind of nosy and they tend to get wrapped up in other people's problems. And so that is something you should keep in mind, is that this person is going to kind of push you in ways that you might not be ready for. But that's okay, you know, because this is kind of what this person is about. They're somebody who really pushes your boundaries and really forces you into this place of growth and love. And you never question that they love you. It's beautiful. Like you never feel, does this person love me? I don't know, you know? And there's a very cerebral kind of feel to them as well. There's just something magical about them that you are just drawn to. They are somebody who, they're kind of all over the place. I'm seeing them maybe as being a hot mess. Perhaps they're never just in one place. They're never just stagnant. They always have their claws in something or somebody, I'm sensing. And they like to do a lot of things at once. You know, we have the octopus, the tentacles, and I'm just seeing that their tentacles are kind of everywhere, which means that they have a lot of different areas of their life and layers. So you're not really ever sure you fully know them, and you're always learning something new about them, which is such a beautiful thing because, you know, you might feel like other partners haven't been enough for you in that area and it's too easy. This is going to be a challenge, but a beautiful one. And I'm so happy for you. All right, gotta shuffle. What can we see about group number 1's soulmate? Okay. Aha! So we have the King of Cups. That's so exciting. I love when the King of Cups comes up in a soulmate reading because this person basically is the ruler of your heart. They basically are, your heart is the kingdom, the relationship is like your castle. And I just see them having such a hold on it, but also in having space for your love and for all of you, you know, all of your ups and downs. They have this ability to love all of you. They have such a strong ability to love, and they're in a place in their life where they're able to love. They might tend to follow their emotions a lot. They're very driven emotionally, and they can be quite sensitive. So they might overreact. And I can tell with the octopus and the King of Cups that projecting might be something you might have to work through or they might have to work through, let me say, because there is a certain maturity level that comes with the King of Cups that the octopus really has to work for. So I already know this is going to be a very strong romantic match. And this is soulmate energy. This is like when you get this combo, you know that this person, it goes deep. It's a past life connection. Like they have known you over and over again. I'm just sensing this very strong budding romance, and you both are on the same page. It's very romantic, very creative. You never take the traditional path. I'm just seeing you being very creative, and you're able to express yourselves. I'm seeing them being very expressive. They aren't afraid to express things to you, and they just want you to be happy. But they often end up saying things because they don't know how to give you space sometimes. And sometimes when you say, can I have some space? Like, it's something you'll have to learn to do with them because they're very attached. I'm seeing them being very attached and you really needing to kind of figure out how not to be codependent. But so far I'm seeing some beautiful energy here. Let's see what else. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. So we know that this person does not like to take things slow. I'm seeing this person wanting to rush into a relationship. They go at a very quick pace. And before you know it, you are smitten like a kitten. Like, you are so into them. I'm just seeing them not wanting to take their time. Like, they're the kind of person that will get married early. Like, when you would normally wait a long time, you'll find yourself wanting to get down on one knee before a year's up. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing where there's just this very quick energy and pace, and I love that you guys go at your own pace. So I'm just sensing this person wanting to act very quickly. They also don't just like wait around for other people to act. I'm just seeing them being like action takers. With the wands, we have fire, you know, and we have this passion, and this person is very passionate. Now, the Seven of Wands can represent our boundaries as well, and that really reflects on the octopus, because the octopus is all about pushing boundaries. I'm seeing this person like stumbling over boundaries, basically. Maybe you put up walls, they're able to just like kick them down without even realizing it. There's somebody that doesn't really have as many boundaries or rules about them as you, and they're more open. Like, they're more adaptable in a lot of ways as well. But I am seeing them as someone who's quite sensitive. So I really believe that this person has your best interests at heart, but at times, like, you're going to have to know that they aren't very good with words. Like, they're good at expressing themselves, but sometimes they might go around in circles to explain something. I'm getting this just sense of them rushing, of things kind of jumping around, and it's beautiful though, because it's like this wonderful love story. Like, you just kind of rush into it and you fall head over heels in this whirlwind of romance, and this person is like walking chaos but at the same time they're perfect for you, and they create this interesting and exciting experience in your life, and you just have such an interesting chemistry, and they're very enchanting. I'm just seeing them as somebody who's so enchanting and enticing, and they will just run to your rescue as well. Like, they are very quick. I'm just seeing them as someone who's very quick, someone who does not like to take their time. They can be very impatient, and yeah, I'm just seeing them really not having the traditional values either, which is interesting. But yeah, they're action takers. You know, when they feel something, they act on it. Doesn't always mean it's the right decision, but you know what? It's the right decision for them. So that's very important. Yay. Okay, so I'm actually gonna keep this here. I want to make some space. These are pretty big cards. So, okay, so the Queen of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Star, and the Devil. Ooh, okay. So we know that this person right now, I'm seeing them as single. The thing is, I see them as somebody who's very sensitive. They like to jump into relationships, and in the past, they've been burned. And this person has grown a backbone. I'm seeing them as someone who, you know, they might have gotten out of a relationship, or they might have just fallen in love too many times, and so they're kind of bitter from it. And I'm seeing them wanting to sit this one out, wanting to do their own thing. I'm sensing that they're on their own individual journey right now. There's somebody in their life, they could be traveling. With the Three of Wands, a lot of the time that indicates travel, but it can also mean somebody who's kind of just sitting back and watching and waiting. And they're not going to pursue their person unless they're really sure. So I'm sensing that there's somebody that you will probably have to approach. It might not be easy, but I'm seeing them taking the more of a, like, I'm going to just wait and see what happens kind of route. they can definitely clap back at you. Like, I'm seeing them being able to stand up for themselves more because of the past. So they might be more cautious with their heart. I'm just seeing them being a little cautious with their heart, being in a place right now where they're not in a relationship, where they just want to explore and travel and do their own thing. And it's very interesting because with the star, I'm seeing them in a career, actually. Yeah, the star and the devil. I'm seeing them in a career of being in the spotlight. Perhaps they are a celebrity, or I'm seeing them as someone, maybe an influencer, but either way, they're an inspiration. I'm seeing them having this ability to shine outward like a star, okay? I'm seeing them being able to really open themselves up, and people just kind of flocking to them, kind of like they're a light bulb and everyone else is mauves. Like, everyone just wants to be around this person. I'm seeing that they could have a lot of followers on Instagram or something like that. Like, I'm also sensing that image is important to them. And while, yes, they have this kind of chaotic energy, they own it. And I'm seeing them being very authentic, but also projecting beauty and just like making it a part of their career somehow. So I'm seeing them being, maybe having admirers, maybe they are in a creative field where they have people watching them, but I am just seeing them kind of being unattainable. So the fact that you're even like trying to be with them would be wild, you know? It would be beautiful because it would be very unlikely, and so other people are like, wow, that's amazing, you know? But I'm definitely seeing admirers around them. There's somebody that through their work have attracted attention. So I'm seeing them being kind of the center of attention. And I'm also sensing that they can be very materialistic. So I know that doesn't sound great, but they're also in this place of, well, I just want to have nice things. I want quality. I just want money. Like, I'm seeing them being someone who really values that, and they like spending, but they can also maybe have bad habits spending, and that's something that they need to work on. Like I said, no one's perfect, okay? But this person seems to have some issues when it comes to financial abundance, because I'm just sensing that their perhaps debt could be the cause of it as well. This is a general reading, so I don't want to get too specific for one person. That's why I'm trying to read the cards in general more. But I want to give you these possibilities because they are very possible. So let's see a little bit more. The Tower, Strength, the Magician, and we have Cups. Oh, wow. Okay. So I am seeing that they have a lot of family trauma. Like, right now, their family situation is not the best, and they've had to lean a lot on friends and to really like help them get through it. So I'm seeing with the Tower, we know that there is some issues and some sacrifices they've had to make when it comes to family, and I'm seeing that being something that they're experiencing right now, which is really impacting them. What's interesting is I'm seeing that their trauma is actually helping them guide others. So they might be someone who talks about what they've been through, or it just reflects in what they do. I'm just seeing their family life impacting them a lot. Yeah, so I'm also seeing them helping other people transform. They're very loyal, loyal Leo. They leave an impression. I'm sensing that in the friend group that they are in, they're the one that really stands out. Like, there's something about them that is super unique. And it may not even be in their appearance, but it's like their energy is so potent that you can feel it even when they've left the room. And it's kind of intoxicating. It's like they have this intoxicating energy, and it's just like radiating outwards, and you'll just feel that. And I do see their social circles very important to them. I see them having trophies or awards, maybe. It's interesting. I'm just getting this vision of like trophies like on a shelf behind them or something like that. But this feeling of recognition and being recognized for everything that they've put their work and their energy into. I'm just seeing things like that working out, and I'm seeing them having a reputation perhaps. I'm also seeing them identifying deeply with what they do. And I'm sensing that they're kind of just like living the single life. I do see that their love language is gift giving. I see words of affirmation as well. I'm sensing this kind of energy of, compliments, validation. And they might be very quick to give it. This is that person that isn't afraid to tell you how they feel. This isn't a relationship where you hold back on feelings or when you're in this relationship. Like, this person will force you to get out of your shell a little bit. And it's like it will be okay to cry, around them. It will be okay to be yourself and be vulnerable. And I love that. And I think being vulnerable is how you really get close to this person. Just being authentic. Seeing authenticity being a big theme here. Okay. Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is actually telling me a little bit about you and your situation. I'm seeing you as somebody who's much more patient than they are. I'm seeing that their pace is very quick compared to yours. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody who is much more centered and practical. And at times, the octopus is going to be really helpful because they're going to really push you into your passion. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands showing me that there's like this spark, this attraction. And I'm seeing you as somebody who's really coming into themselves and becoming more attractive. Like, you're drawing attention to yourself, but it's in more of it's less in a, hey, look at me, like I'm amazing kind of way. It's more subtle, and it's through what you do. I'm sensing you have this grounding energy that the octopus is really going to need, and you're much better at setting boundaries. The Knight of Pentacles is very earthy, but also they're deeply intelligent. They're good listeners. I'm seeing you as someone who needs a partner who's going to really kind of open them up. And this person is going to basically bulldoze down your walls. With the Knight of Pentacles, I also often feel this, and I feel this right now, that your environment's very important to you. And living with an octopus is going to be a little frustrating at times. I'm sensing that they may not be as clean as you, or they might be more cluttery. Like, they could have a hoarding problem, and you're like, no, I want to be more organized. So I'm just getting that energy, but it's not a bad thing, it's really not, in the grand scheme of things, like having a clean house or not, it doesn't really matter, when it comes to soulmates. So I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, so I'm actually getting a lot of introvert vibes from you, and I'm seeing you actually meeting them. You might be a fan. I'm actually sensing you could be a fan. It's this weird duality of you watching them and them, like, I'm seeing you being an admirer, so it feels really special when they choose you, if that makes sense. So this person could be someone you've looked up to or someone you're inspired by, and somebody who's kind of lighting the way for you. I'm seeing them as a guiding force. Like, it could be your therapist. I mean, I'm seeing them as somebody who's guiding you through the darkness. Like, they're the star. You understand? So they're guiding you. And so it's very possible that you meet online, or you meet in a circumstance where you're not around anybody else. With the Hermit is very isolated. You could meet during the pandemic. I'm sensing this feeling of the world is your oyster, but no one else is in it except for you and this person. So it's kind of beautiful. You're not going to have a lot that's influencing your relationship, but you are going to have to go the extra mile to meet with each other and see each other. That's what I'm sensing here. So this is saying if there's someone you're really into on Instagram and you're worried that, you know, that they're too big for you or something, you know what? You might be exactly what they need. So don't be afraid to DM people who you know, are really into, you know, respect them and do not harass them or anything like that. I'm not saying like go do that, but there are ways to slide into someone's DMs and like you could send them letters. I'm seeing letters, like love letters being really important. You don't want to necessarily focus on looks. So it might be cool if you meet in a way where you're not able to see each other at first, if that makes any sense. So I don't know, there's this discovery aspect to it that you need to have for this to work. This is telling me also that this is going to be a very equal relationship. You both are equals. While yes, there's like this dark light kind of mentality, I'm also sensing this kind of young old mentality. So one of you, I'm actually sensing you are much more of an old soul. What I mean is, you know, we have multiple lives and you've probably had tons of them compared to this person. So there's some sort of new energy to you that is actually quite charming. And they kind of radiate and light you up, and it just is amazing. I'm seeing them being your equal. You know, there's a very good balance between the two of you. And I'm sensing somebody who's very balancing and who can match your energy. Okay, so I am seeing that this person is going to be filling a void. There's something that you're missing, and I'm seeing them filling a void for you. I'm also seeing them really sacrificing a huge part of themselves for you, which is interesting. So this could be them quitting their job for you or moving for you or something like that. Like I'm sensing there is something that is really going to change everything, and they're going to do it for you. I'm also sensing the number 4. This could be 4 like April. This could be in 4 years. But I am seeing 4, okay? So that is something you should look for. 4 is a very powerful number when it comes to relationships because it's really about stability. We also have, let's see, Wands, the 10 of Wands, and Page of Cups. So I'm seeing you being the rock in the relationship. You know, I'm seeing you being this person that is going to be able to carry them and carry all their, you know, craziness and all of those tentacles, just bundle them up. I'm just seeing you being someone who is going to really take things on and take on their energy, because it can be a lot. And I'm sensing in the past relationships have been difficult for them because they have a lot of energy and partners haven't been able to really handle that energy. There's also this part of you that is really going to light up with them, and it's this playful side. I'm sensing there's a sort of this playful, creative, comical energy. Like you both, like I said, you both get very goofy. And some people around you might be like, can you grow up? But I'm just sensing you lightening the mood, and you just bring out so much in each other that is just so beautiful. I'm seeing them just radiating. It's like you make them feel young again. I don't know. Like you might be so mature that you kind of bring out this youthful energy in them. So it's interesting because there's also this battle about having a mature relationship, but also not. Like you both want something that you are not. And so a lot of this will have to do with accepting yourselves and also learning to put your foot down and say no to each other because they're very persuasive. So thank you so much for watching group number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you meet your soulmate soon. It's exciting. Let me know how you felt about this reading, if you liked it or you didn't like it, if you've already met your soulmate or if you plan to. I would love to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to my video. On to the next group. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your soulmate reading. If you have picked this beautiful deck and this beautiful gem, then you are in the right place. This is your soulmate reading. Let's get to it. All right, time to shuffle the cards. Okay, so we have the Fox. This is such a wonderful and positive card to have in this kind of reading because the Fox is a soulmate card. Basically, when the Fox commits, they commit for life. Like they are really, really, really serious about this person, whoever they're with and whoever they commit with. And the thing is, the Fox doesn't commit easily. Like the Fox takes its own time committing. Like this person might be single for a while or one of those people that just like, you know, plays the game for a while. But when they're serious about someone, they give them their heart and their entire heart. We also have the Fox that is clever, you know, intelligent. This person is very intellectual. And this person is very good at conversations and saying things, and they just know how to use their words in a way that makes you feel good. And I'm just seeing them affirming their feelings to you a lot when you're together. This person is incredibly special. It's kind of like a lobster. You know, they spend their whole life looking for their other lobster, their other perfect partner, and they mate for life. This is what the Fox does. When they find their soulmate, they stay with them and they are there for them, and they create this really stable, beautiful environment for them. So when the Fox settles down, they are the perfect partner, the perfect spouse. I'm serious. Like they are very, very loving and supportive. However, before that, everything is fair game with them. And so that's the difficult part, is you might meet this person and you might meet them and you might think, oh, this person's just a player, or like they're just a flirt. They're not really serious about me. But when they're serious, they get serious. And anytime before that, yeah, they might have one night stands, or they might do things that aren't very, you know, nice, I guess. In the dating game, they will play the game. They know how to play it. They know how to say things to get what they want. They can be very shifty. But when they find the right person, their person, all of that is like the past. The past is the past. So don't judge the Fox by their past. Don't judge the Fox by their dating history, because they take time to grow and timing is super important for them. So the Fox is going to be a very beautiful lover for you, but they're also going to have a past. And that is going to be something you're going to have to come to terms with. They might not have been your ideal person in the past. Okay, I hope I made sense with that. So I'm also sensing some Sagittarius energy. This person probably has Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius moon, Sagittarius sun, one of those, or just more Sagittarius placements that are very prominent in their chart. So keep an eye on that. Sagittarius is the wanderer, the traveler. I love Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius rising, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I used to have trouble with Sagittarius because I didn't fully understand it, and I don't think it's that easy to understand for a lot of people. But the Fox is a wanderer. You know, it will wander the forest until it finds that perfect other fox for it, you know, and it's not going to settle down until it finds that person. And it will learn so much on the way, you know, through experiences and through things. The Fox is super intelligent. This person is going to be so smart. Like, you're going to be able to boast about this person being super smart. They might have a degree in something like really outstanding. They are impressive. They impress you. It's flawless the way they do it. Like, they're just so impressive. I'm just seeing other people awed by them. They have a very enchanting and mesmerizing energy, and they're very seductive. I'm seeing them as someone who's very seductive. They know how to be very sensual. And they know how to, I mean, they have moves, you know? I'm just seeing them having moves. Okay, group number 2. So I'm going to shuffle the cards that you chose, and we're going to look a little deeper into your soulmate, the fox. Okay, so we have the 4. All right, so I'm already getting this kind of sly fox. Somebody who can act very nonchalant and carefree. The 4 of chalices, or cups, it's cups in most decks, but this one is fancy. It's really about emotional detachment. There's a lack of emotion on their end, and it may be that they're not fully good at opening up about their emotions to people. But this is very common, especially when the masculine is unhealthy. We see toxic masculinity, where people feel like they just can't express themselves or emote or be vulnerable. But I'm also sensing that this person is just someone who's very laid back. They don't just get upset all the time. They're not like super emotional. They're not a roller coaster. I'm seeing them as someone who's very level-headed. Somebody who doesn't necessarily act right away with their heart. They might let their mind run in circles before they actually make a decision when it comes to doing things they love. And this can be very helpful if you're somebody who's very emotional, because this person will be more grounding and they'll let you lead with your heart and give you space to do that. I'm seeing them as somebody who's just more calm and collected. Like, this person isn't like the octopus. Like group number 1 had the octopus. That was all over the place. It was a lot of wild energy. This right here it's meticulous energy. It's like energy that's focused, you know, like energy that is very centered and calm. And they're always thinking, like their mind is what's doing the work. And at times it means they can wall themselves off and be very slow to open up and be vulnerable. So if they're your soulmate, you're going to be the one who's able to kind of crack that shell and let them open up more and feel more comfortable doing so. But yeah, so they're definitely not the most emotional person, but I am seeing them as somebody who is very centered and leveled and allows other people to feel comfortable around them. Like there's this, they might attract a lot of people who are emotional. They just find themselves around them and they don't mind it. Like, I'm not saying they're a bad person. I'm just saying that they're somebody who takes their time with their feelings, and they might have walls up at first, but that's totally okay. I am seeing that kind of player energy coming out here with the Lovers. So I'm seeing that, yes. So I'm seeing that they are somebody who is very sexual. I'm seeing intimacy being so important to them, and sex. I'm seeing them being physical. Like, they might have a very high sex drive, passion, but I'm seeing physical intimacy being important to them. And I'm also seeing them as somebody who kind of oozes that. They're very seductive. Like, I'm seeing them as someone who's very sexy, very seductive, and it's very irresistible and attractive to you. And I'm seeing them as somebody who isn't afraid to go to the extremes when they love someone. Like, they will go the extra mile. They will do anything for the person they love. Like, they will come to the rescue. But I do see that they take time to do that, and they can have a lot of fun. They have hedonistic tendencies as well. So I'm saying this person is very sexual, very driven, somebody who's very intelligent, clever, and knows just what to say to attract what they want, but who makes the perfect spouse. You know, like, when they settle down, they make the perfect person and they commit. Like, you never have to question whether this person is going to cheat on you or not, because they are serious about you when they're serious about you. And I love that. And as parents, they make very good guides and teachers. So They value education a lot, and I'm sensing that this person is probably going to be a really, really good provider if they, you know, have a family with you. I'm seeing them providing, and that's very important. So I'm actually going to move this over here and move this here because it will help me kind of draw on that energy of the fox. So I'm seeing this person is very hardworking. They're somebody that really will go the extra mile. And I'm seeing them right now being in a place where they're really working on themselves, and they're working on building themselves up career-wise and financially as well. I'm also sensing that they're not necessarily in a relationship right now. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing intimacy being difficult for them, and they might actually be afraid of commitment. And I know that's not what you want to hear when you're thinking of a soulmate, but like I said, when the fox commits, the fox commits. And often the reason they don't commit is because they feel confused about commitment, or they feel like afraid of it, or they're uncomfortable with the idea of being with someone for a really long time. So you should feel flattered basically when they choose to be with somebody like you, right? Because they have resisted love, but you're the one who just holds their heart, and you know, you're able to create this amazing experience with them, and just, you know, fall deeply in love with them and be partners, like, you know, for life. So I wouldn't take that, you know, as a red flag. I think other people might tell you it's a red flag, but just know that the energy here is very beautiful and powerful. I'm actually seeing that they could already be friends with you. I'll look deeper into how you meet and stuff, but I'm sensing that this person is on your path no matter what. Like, I'm seeing you crossing paths with them, maybe even multiple times before you decide to commit with them, before you realize you're the one for each other. And they might be someone that you've never even considered because they aren't really in their best place in life right now. But I am seeing that timing is a very important thing for this match, and your timing is going to be everything. You might just fall in love later on. But I am seeing them getting into a lot of adventures, and just trying a lot of new things. And I'm also sensing that they are somebody that is kind of figuring out what they want in a partner. And I don't think that they feel like they have to commit just yet. And so, yeah, so I'm seeing them as someone who's single, but, you know, afraid of commitment, or someone who maybe is sleeping around. That's the main thing of it. I think that there is a very intellectual part of them. Like, they really want someone they can talk to for hours and hours. And I think that person is you. Someone that is very verbal and you can have this kind of back and forth with. I think that's going to be beautiful. I'm also seeing that they could be starting a new startup, basically. I'm seeing them as a business person. Maybe they were in a work that wasn't very fulfilling for them, but I'm seeing something taking off for them. I'm seeing startup potential, an idea really blooming, and, you know, them starting. And it may not be as stable right now, but that doesn't mean that it won't turn into something really steady and secure. So I'm just seeing them as somebody who's kind of parading through life right now. When they meet you, everything changes. You know, everything will change when things come to terms, but I'm just telling you kind of their situation right now. And I'm sure there are times in your life where you're not perfect and where you're probably not in the best place to meet someone. And so I'm just sensing they're in this place where they have to learn, you know, and they tend to learn through experiencing things. I am also sensing that they could have a difficult past, like perhaps they were in a divorce, and they're dealing with the repercussions of that financially, but I'm sensing that they're wary of love, you know, and I'm also sensing that it's kind of like a rom-com. This is what this is reminding me of. You know, this is also reminding me of? It's reminding me of that movie Runaway Bride. Not because this person's going to run away from you at the altar, but just because of the energy between the two co-stars, where they still love each other even though they know that they're not perfect, and even though they know each other's flaws and they know what could happen. Like, this is that kind of energy. It's just very raw. And for them, I'm just seeing them right now, they're scrounging for pennies. Like, I'm not seeing them as someone super established yet, but I'm seeing their career taking off. So that's exciting. I'm seeing them having this new idea. Maybe they are really good with numbers, or they're in business. But I am seeing them kind of in a transition phase financially. Okay, we have the Empress. So this person, I'm sensing multiple energies, okay? So for some of you, this person is going to be very close with their mother. You know, the Empress is very nurturing. I'm seeing them as somebody who's very caring, and there's a strong mother link. You know, like, I'm seeing this kind of, this also could mean that they are a mother, or they have to take care of other people a lot. And I'm actually getting that sense that that reflects a lot in their life with the 10 of Wands and the Empress. We know that this person feels like they have a responsibility towards people, their friends. They might take on a lot of burdens and a lot of energy from other people in their life and their social circle. And people kind of go to them to rely on them as this rock, because they're not as emotional, you know, they don't have this explosiveness that a lot of other people do. And so people feel like they can lean on this person, and this person wants to make them happy. So I'm seeing this person with good intentions, but they have nurturing qualities that might actually be impacting their life. And I'm seeing a lot of people relying on them. Yeah, so this makes sense. I'm seeing them in a kind of a transition phase when it comes to their living situation. Like, they have options. I'm seeing them as someone who has options. I'm also sensing that they might have a kinky side, and that is very important to them in a partner. So if you're open to trying new things sexually, I'm just seeing this is very sexual dynamic. I'm also sensing that there's a lot that they want to try. They have this kind of, what is it? Like, it's not witty, it's like sarcastic humor. I'm seeing them as someone who can be quite sarcastic. And they might say things that at times sound super real, but then you're like, oh wait, you're joking. Like, I'm getting this kind of sarcastic energy coming from them. So, but there's also this confidence and charisma that they have that's super sexy. Yeah, I'm sensing that sex is also how you communicate. Like, it's the love language is physical touch and affection. So cuddling, you know, doing things that make each other happy in that way. I'm seeing that being very important to them. But I'm also seeing them having this very private side. So while this might seem very like, oh, this person just goes around and like picks people up. No, I'm seeing this person having a very private, kind of down-to-earth energy as well. And it's this kind of subtle, seductive force that can be very persuasive. This person is going to be like such a turn on for you. They're so like, they're basically fulfilling your every dream when it comes to fantasies. Like, this person is someone you fantasize about. Like, you'll stop fantasizing about whoever you fantasize about when you're masturbating. You'll start thinking about this person because they're just so hot to you. Yeah. Okay, so we have the King of Wands, and we have Chalice, the Nine of Chalices. Okay, so what I love about you is that you are that person that's going to be, like, I'm seeing in your life, you're more established than they are right now. I'm sensing that you're somebody who has big dreams, and I think you're going to really, that's going to carry over into a relationship with them. And I'm seeing you being able to manifest them together. I'm also seeing you being kind of the alpha at times. Like I'm seeing you in the bedroom, it might be different, but I'm seeing you having this kind of alpha mentality where you just like are going to be the one to initiate things at times, and you don't want to play around. And I see them finding you very irresistible. But yeah, I'm seeing you being kind of dreamy. I'm also sensing that you could be dreaming of them. Actually, you could be having soulmate dreams coming to you. And I'm seeing that you can be kind of like, you need some control. I am sensing that they are definitely a friend of yours, somebody you've already met. Like I'm seeing them being in your life. Perhaps because of all this stuff they're going through, you've never really thought about them romantically. Perhaps that's just not an option for you. Perhaps you were like, I thought about it, but no, or this person's always with someone. But I'm seeing them being in your life. I'm seeing it starting out as friends and turning into something so much bigger and better. And I'm actually sensing you meeting them on an adventure. So if you already know them, you could go on an adventure or do something kind of crazy. Something active. I'm just saying an outdoorsy thing, and throughout it you fall in love with them on this adventure. But I am seeing you doing that, and if you aren't friends with them, you would meet them while you're doing something active and new. It will be something new. It's like when you're trying something new together, it's going to be like this amazing experience, and I'm just seeing you meeting that way. So if you're looking for this person, I advise you to start trying new things. It's interesting because I'm also getting the number 4 when it comes to this. I got the same number for group number 1, which is really interesting. So 4 might be an overall theme right now, but I am seeing that number for you. So that could be like the 4 of the month or 4 weeks, but like look for the number 4. It might be very symbolic when it comes to you meeting this person and falling in love with them. So I'm seeing this relationship very positive because it's going to be very balancing. It's like you balance each other out. You have this energy that is just going to really radiate, and people are going to notice when you're together. They're going to say, wow, you guys make such a good couple. Like I'm just sensing this kind of harmonious energy where you're constantly, there is no roles, like you're shifting roles. You become who you need to be for them, and they do the same for you. Like it's almost like this is not like an average relationship. I'm also sensing that they could be kind of an outcast or kind of weird. Like they're very weird and quirky, and I'm sensing that's going to be a big part of who they are. I'm seeing that your relationship could be a little controversial, and a lot of people might not agree with it because they might not fully understand it. But then when you're together, they'll see how you balance each other out. Okay, we have the King of Cups and the 9 of Swords. So what I'm also sensing is this person will really help you with your anxiety. It's almost like they can like almost take you out of your head. They have this ability to just, when you're together, it feels so grounding and physical. Whereas you both have this problem of being anxious and kind of getting in your head about things and like not actually doing things, which can be quite paralyzing. But when you're together, that changes. And I'm seeing them really having space for you and being able to have a mature relationship with you. And it's going to be like a relationship you've never had before. Like it's something super serious and mature. And they're just able to get you out of your anxiety, you know? The Knave of Swords and the Pentacles. You both can be kind of weird. So I'm also sensing that this is not going to be a traditional matchup. Like I'm seeing you maybe both working. This might be saying like, I'm not going to have kids, or I already am taking care of kids, so I don't want to make more of them with you. But this is more of a modern couple, is what I'm trying to say. You could definitely have kids, okay? But I'm trying to say, like, this is more of a modern couple where you don't necessarily have the white picket fence and the yard and the suburbia. Like, I'm seeing this being a very, almost like a metropolitan couple, too. Like, I could see living in a city together and both kind of living your lives and also coming together and just being very good for each other. And there's a good work-life balance that I'm seeing. I see you also being kind of the pacemaker of the relationship. I hope that's the right word. Where you set the pace for things. Like, they might be kind of slow in the beginning, but you are the one who picks things up and keeps things moving, which is very beautiful as well. And I'm seeing you having kind of this witty sense of humor with each other. Like I said, they might have sarcasm as their, weapon. But I think it's beautiful. I think you are made for each other in so many ways, and it's going to be amazing. Yay! Thank you so much for watching this video, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Please comment below and let me know what you think. I would love to hear in the comment section if you agreed with this, or if you've met your soulmate, or if you know exactly who I'm talking about. Please comment below and like and subscribe to my channel, please. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your soulmate reading. If you've picked this beautiful Game of Thrones themed deck and this beautiful stone here, or crystal, then this is your reading. You're in the right place. Okay, so time for your reading. Let's shuffle the cards. Okay, so we have the Whale. Lovely. So the Whale is one of the most amazing cards, in my opinion, because it's really about diving deep. This person is an old soul. This person is somebody who has been around for many lifetimes, like past lives we're talking, and they have been through so much, and so they are very wise. I'm seeing this person as someone who's very calming, who has this deep compassion and this ability to see the good in you even when you don't see it. Even when you doubt yourself, this person is so steadying and calming, and they're like your rock. And they can get very, very into you and very into something. So in general, when they're passionate about something, and they will be passionate about you, they can go on and on about you. But there's somebody who just has this very grounding, strong presence. I mean, the Whale is just this amazing, creature. And so they also are very connected through dreams. So you might really dream about this person. You might feel like there's some sort of soul connection through dreaming. You might actually bond over that. But this person is deeply creative, and they just have this very strong psychic energy as well. So you might feel things are very ethereal or very spiritual. There's a very strong energy. And you are forced, when you're with them, you're forced to look at yourself in so many different ways. And you see yourself through their eyes, and they see so much more of you than you even thought was possible. Like, I'm just seeing this really deep, beautiful, layered love connection. And I'm getting a lot of Pisces energy, so that might be where this dream vibe is coming from. But yeah, so Pisces, Pisces is very big into escapism as well when they're not doing well. And so this person is going to be your escape, I'm sensing. I am actually sensing that this person is somebody who will just take you into their world, and you will just feel like you are in it with them. I'm seeing it kind of you being in their bubble, and you just feeling like so in love, but it's a mature love. I'm seeing this is a very mature relationship, mature love. This is somebody who has traveled through lifetimes to meet you, This is beautiful. And I'm also sensing some Venetian energy. So Libra and Taurus You can also look at your Venus in your chart and see where it is, and pieces of information like maybe things that you both bond over or how you meet, things like that. So definitely check out your chart, look at your Venus. So we have Pisces, Libra, and Taurus energy. Remember, this isn't just sun sign energy, so it could be if their moon is in Taurus or Libra or Pisces, or their rising sign as well, or if they just have a lot of that energy dominating their chart, I would look at that. What I'm also sensing is that they're very generous. I'm seeing them with someone who likes to give. They're a giver, and I feel like they give you so much. I'm also sensing that they like gifts, like they like giving gifts, and they're very thoughtful and good at giving gifts. And it might be something that you really appreciate about them. But that's kind of their love language, is gifts, I'm sensing. So they really like things with high quality as well, I'm sensing. There's somebody who is kind of an old soul, and they just are really just kind of, they're like a high quality person. You know, they remind me of like the finest whiskey in the world. Like, it's just so good and amazing and rich. Like, that's this kind of love. It's just very rich. That's a good word for it, rich. Okay, let's look at the soulmate energy. So we have the Seven of Cups, the World, the Emperor. This makes sense. First of all, the Seven of Cups, this is somebody who has been there, done that. I'm seeing them having a lot of experience. Maybe they did a lot at a young age, and they're in a place right now where they're just ready to like be, maybe even settle down. But I'm going to look more at their situation. I'm also sensing that there's somebody who may be in a position of authority, or they like being in charge. I'm seeing them knowing how to call the shots. Like, for some reason, they're somebody who's maybe even a good leader. But I'm also seeing that they are very connected to dreams. With the Seven of Cups, we know that their mind is in a lot of different places. But what I'm sensing, and it makes sense with the Whale, is that they are very, very connected to the dream world and their fantasies. And I'm seeing them as somebody who's always been like that. Someone who may be a very deep thinker and a dreamer. Like, they might have been in school and they're the person that kept missing, you know, their name being called in class because they were just dreaming of things and whatever is going on. And I'm also seeing that they probably are very into traveling. They might be very cultured. Like, I'm seeing them as somebody who also might be very good at languages. I'm seeing them as someone who is very good at linguistics. And I'm also seeing them as someone who's very good at expressing their feelings. Like, they're not afraid to tell you how they feel. Like, self-expression is very important. I'm also sensing that there's somebody that likes to dip their toes into the pool of possibilities. Like, they're not going to just settle on something until they've tasted it. Like, I feel like taking them to a tasting would actually be really great for a date idea, because they are somebody who really likes to taste things and figure things out, and also get their hands dirty. I'm seeing them wanting to experience things. They don't want to just hear about things or talk about things. They would rather be in it. And I feel like memories are very important to them. Like, history and memories is extremely important to them. So let's look at what's going on with them right now. Okay, so we have the Death card, the Hermit. Oh, wow. The Strength, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so I'm automatically sensing, for some reason I'm sensing charity. I'm seeing charity being a part of their life, like, or maybe they just like to give. They're just, like I said, they're a giver. I'm seeing them giving so much and just having so much to give. And that doesn't necessarily mean financially, but I am actually seeing money being a thing like that, where they aren't afraid to share. It's like sharing. That's a better word for it. I'm seeing them being big on sharing and just like really not feeling selfish. It's like they're really not selfish. They're very selfless and very caring. And I'm seeing them volunteering and doing things for less. Like they don't need a lot to be happy. I am sensing that they've kind of been all over, and so they kind of know what they want. There's somebody that's very sure of themselves. And I'm seeing also that with Arya Stark, the death card, I love this. I love this because she is death incarnate, you know? And so this shows me that this person is actually going through some kind of major transformation. I'm seeing them actually ending something. Recently, perhaps they're getting out of a relationship with somebody, or it's not working and they're slowly like ending it. I'm seeing this amazing shift in their life where they will find a sense of freedom. I'm seeing them actually not being afraid to do the dirty work. Like what other people will say, ew, I don't want to do. I'm sensing that there's somebody that is actually going to, you know, say, pick me, you know, I will do it. I volunteer as tribute, you know, I will do it. And other people are like, ew, why would you do that? But they're really generous. I'm just seeing them having this kind heart. I'm seeing them being very compassionate. I could see them working for a charity and being in a position like that. I'm also sensing that there's somebody that could be doing something very physical in their career, whether it's physical labor or even being a physical fitness trainer, you know, at a gym. I'm just seeing them, perhaps they're even an athlete. I'm seeing they could be athletic. But this person really uses their body and their heart in whatever they do. Yeah, exactly. So I'm actually seeing they're in a place where they aren't really opening themselves up to love. Like if love comes their way, fine, they'll take it. You know, they'll run with it. But I'm sensing that they're kind of this lone wanderer. Like they've just gotten out of something, and so they don't necessarily want to just like rush into something else. That's what I'm sensing with this death card. I'm seeing them kind of becoming who they're meant to be and really experiencing this kind of purge of energy, of negative energies in their life. So I am seeing this happening, and I'm seeing that they might have decided it's okay if I'm going to be a spinster or whatever. I'm going to be alone forever. I will just live with my 10 cats. You know, I'm not saying they're going to have 10 cats, but it's a possibility. So this person is definitely more quiet. They're not somebody that's super out there that's going to be going to bars and picking up people and taking them home to their lair. You know, they are somebody who stews on things and lives by themselves most likely, or lives in their own corner. You know, they have their own corner. Okay, so we have the Priestess, the Knight of Cups, and the Nine of Spears. I'm seeing them, yes, so it makes sense because I'm seeing them forced to be very independent at a very young age. And that really playing out in their life. Like I'm seeing maybe their parents weren't as available for them. Maybe they just really had to do it a lot alone or grow up very fast. And I'm seeing that playing a part in their personality and why they have so much compassion. And I'm seeing them dealing with a lot of their drama and just like, I see this person probably having gone to therapy already. Like I'm seeing this person having done a lot of work on themselves. They're kind of at this evolved state that is really difficult to match. And so when they find you, it'll be very beautiful because you both will be a match for each other. And I'll look a little more into that. But yeah, I'm also sensing that there's somebody who will really go out of their way for their friends. I'm seeing them as somebody who was also maybe the life of the party when it comes to partying. Okay, so here's the image I'm getting. I'm getting somebody who's kind of introverted. Maybe they're not introverted, but they're very quiet, like calm, peaceful person. But then when the friends take them out on the town, they know how to have fun. That's what I'm sensing. Like there's this, it's not necessarily that like they're partying all the time, but when they do go to a party, they can be the life of it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this person bringing a lot of joy and helping people have fun. And I'm also sensing that they really like doing things that are creative and interesting, and they don't like being average or mediocre. I'm also seeing that they can be very private and they won't necessarily take you home on the first date, or they won't be super open with you like about their life. It's somebody that has learned not to just like say whatever, and they can be very like protective of their environment, and they really need to feel at home, so they will create their own sanctuary and they won't let people in it as easily. So I'm just seeing that they need quality time with you in order to be happy. So I'm sensing that honesty is so important to them. The King of Spears shows me that they really feel the need to be truthful. Like trust is so important. And as long as you're honest, it'll all be okay. Like I'm just seeing excellent communication, the ability to really understand each other. And sometimes it'll be like they're reading your mind. Like you'll be like, how did you know that? And they just know. They just have this sense of knowing, this intuition, and they're just deeply connected to you. And I'm seeing that they want you to say things even if it hurts. They want things to be out in the open. And so that's kind of how you grow with them. And I'm also seeing gift giving being a part of it. Okay, so let's look a little deeper. All right, so we have the Magician, the Five of Swords. All right, so I am seeing that right now you're not in the place to meet them. Like it's almost like you're both doing your own thing, but you probably won't meet them till later on because it looks like you're not actually in a place where you have room for them. I'm also seeing that you're very caught up in drama that should not be yours, and you do not want that to carry over into the whale's world, because they will challenge you on that, and that is not good. The Magician is saying you have all the tools you need right now to be happy, but unfortunately you're caught up in this war. I'm sensing you're caught up in like this battle. It's going to get better. It's just temporary. The Five of Swords is always temporary, but I am sensing this need to confront your demons, and that's very important for you right now if you want to welcome love into your life. We have the Page of Cups and the Two of Spears. So interesting. So I'm seeing the Page of Cups here, and I'm sensing that you might actually meet at a wedding, at an engagement party. I'm seeing you actually meeting, doing something that nurtures your inner child. That's very playful. So you might meet at a painting class, or, doing something like taking your kids to the playgrounds and you both meet and you're both single parents, that kind of thing. Like there's a creative aspect to the way you're meeting. And so this is really encouraging you, if you want to meet each other, to really explore your inner child, explore that creativity and healing. And I'm sensing that if you have kids, you'll meet through your kids. Like that's how it will go if you have kids. I feel like your relationship will constantly be you trying to choose whether you want to be together every single day. Like the thing is, we don't realize this, but relationships are a choice. You have to choose to be with this person every single day. Yeah, you can love them and stuff, but you still have to choose to act. You still have to choose to be their partner. And I'm seeing this beauty in that here. And I'm seeing that the Two of Spears shows me that you both will be really strong decision makers together. And you'll be choosing each other all the time. And it's going to be so beautiful. And I'm seeing that you both also will have the freedom to walk your own paths while still being on one with each other. And I think that is just going to be so lovely. You have to be careful not to get caught up in the indecisiveness. So, you know, if they're Libra or there's a lot of Libra energy, there could be that problem as well. I would look at that. The 3 of Coins and the 2 of Coins. Wow. The King of Coins, a lot of coins here, and the Star. So I actually see them being a very strong provider in your relationship. Like, I see them supporting you financially. I see them having stability and hard work. They're hardworking, and I also feel like they have experience that is really going to come in handy when it comes to a domestic life with them. And I'm seeing that for you, that kind of life is going to be very appealing. I'm seeing you being very good at being the perfect spouse. Like, I'm just seeing you, in a way, I'm seeing you just kind of making their home 10 times better. There's just something about you. There's this very kind of traditional way of living that I'm seeing for you. And I'm also sensing that you're going to be really important for them when they feel lost. Like I said, the whale is very well experienced. They have so many layers, so much depth, but they can get lost in the deep dark of the ocean. You know, like they can get very lost in that depth. And I think that you're like the one who can bring them out of that. And I just am sensing that they're going to be this very good balance for you. And yeah, there's just a very harmonious feel to this relationship or to this person. I'm just sensing that. Thank you so much for watching group number 3. Please comment below if you liked this video, if you felt like it made sense to you. I would love to hear more from you in the comment section. And please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like it. Welcome group number 4 to your soulmate reading. If you have picked this beautiful deck right here and this beautiful gem, then you are in the right place. Welcome. Today we're going to look at who your soulmate is. So I'm going to start by shuffling these cards here. The Scorpion. What an interesting card to get on a soulmate reading. I'm really excited to see what the other cards are. But basically, the Scorpion is a passionate person. Somebody who's extremely passionate. Someone who's intense. There's a lot of Scorpio energy. But I'm sensing that this person is very wild and free. And they love to do their own thing. And they're very unique. Okay, I'm seeing this person as kind of a wild child, somebody who marches to the rhythm of their own drum, somebody who is exciting and liberating, and when you're with them, it's just like fireworks go off, and it's just this intense passion, and it's just this whirlwind of love and lust and excitement, and I feel like being with a Scorpion person is just very exciting. There is this heat to them, something that is it's like in their core that just festers and you just feel it at times, and it's intense. It's this very intense energy, and so how they use that energy is really important to their happiness. So I want to look a little bit further. I am getting some Aquarius energy. So if this person has Aquarius as their sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign, or they just have a lot of that in their chart, then this might make a lot of sense to you. Also, I'm sensing Saturn energy, so Capricorn, and you can also look at where Saturn is in your chart and see if there's any correlation through that. But yeah, so overall, we have this kind of deep, but also like sparky energy. I'm just seeing this intense flame, this tense energy that really can draw you in and seduce you. And it's just like, we want to be around this person because we feel so free around them. You know, we feel like we can be ourselves and we can be silly and we don't have to be perfect. for anyone, and we can do crazy things. Like, this is the kind of partner you would do like wild things with that you just would have never thought of doing before, but you meet them and they just take you on this adventure. Like, I just see this beautiful kind of adventure. Let's look a little bit further at this Scorpion energy. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups. All right, so I'm already getting this vibe that this person is actually your ex. This is somebody from your past. I'm sensing it already. It makes so much sense now. The Three of Swords. Yep. The Three of Wands. So I'm getting this ex vibe. Like, this is somebody that you've already been with, or somebody that you were seeing. I am sensing this is not someone new. Like, this person you may not have known before, but they were your soulmate. And I'm seeing them, maybe a breakup or something happening that really caused pain for them and for you. This could be someone that you had a one-night stand with, but you didn't realize that they were the one, and now they're kind of feeling it. But I'm sensing that they haven't forgotten about you. Like, the Scorpion energy, it broods, and it just like, it's very brooding. You know, I'm seeing this person having a lot of feelings and a lot of like, they might channel them in a very dark way. I'm seeing them knowing just what to say to get under your skin, and perhaps that's what happened. Perhaps they feel like they've been burned or something, or rejected, but I'm sensing that they are harboring some feelings that are very intense. And I'm seeing them being the love of your life. Like, I'm seeing them being your soulmate, and you needing to come to terms with them. Like, I'm seeing you needing to find a way to get through to them and finding a way to reconnect with them, because it's not going to be easy, but it would be worth it, because, you know, soulmate energy. Remember, we do have multiple soulmates in our life. Like, it's not the same as twin flames, so you might feel like, okay, well, this is someone I will always know is my soulmate, but I want another one. Then you can pick another one of the decks, of course, that you feel drawn to, but this is telling me there's something very strong that is not over. You know, it maybe the relationship's over, but it's not over the connection that you have. And I'm seeing that this person could be the one for you, your true love. Like, I'm just sensing that. I'm seeing them waiting and brooding. Like, with the Three of Wands, I'm seeing them looking at things from a different perspective. I'm just seeing pain and trauma really impacting them, and I'm seeing them knowing exactly how to hurt you. Like, I think sometimes when we know someone really well, it's so easy for us to attack them, because we know exactly what will work, you know? And so I'm just sensing this kind of rough but also unfinished business. And I'm seeing them being very emotional. I'm sensing some anger. Yeah, I know this isn't necessarily what you wanted to hear, but I am saying that closure is very important. And this is saying closure, you need closure, basically. Let's look at this and try to get further into it, because I feel like that is not really telling us enough, you know? Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles. All right, so I'm sensing that they come from maybe a place of privilege. Yes, all right. So I'm sensing that the way they grew up is really important to them, and their background. And I'm seeing maybe they were somebody that grew up in a place of privilege, a place of, well, they were, you know, well fed, or they had money. Like, maybe their parents made a lot of money or were very supportive of them. And I'm seeing them having this chip on their shoulder. But then what happened is I'm seeing them losing a lot. Maybe bankruptcy happened, or something happened that caused a lot of pain for them, and a lot of, like, it's like their world crumbling, you know? Like, we have this crumbling universe, this crumbling world. It's almost like things are falling apart around them. With the Five of Pentacles here, we know that this person just had a lot of issues. Like, they might have started off with their family being very important to them, but I'm seeing things falling apart and that really causing bitterness. And I'm seeing that your relationship was actually a mirror to that in some ways. Like, it was a way of, I'm trying to formulate this in the best way. Your relationship was a mirror of their kind of childhood or their family life. And when it fell apart, it was kind of mirroring their life falling apart. So I feel like they were on this pedestal and it just the rug got pulled out from under them. Yeah, that's what I'm sensing. So they are kind of dealing with this feeling of not having the stability that they need for a living. I'm seeing them doing something very menial, like, is that the right word? Menial? Like a labor job, something that isn't necessarily what they are passionate about, but it's something that they do and they make money from. And I'm seeing them not necessarily being, it's like they're working hard to get to what they wanted to be or to where they were, if that makes sense. So I see them working, and then trying to get back to the way things used to be. I see this Scorpion person as someone who's so held up on the past. Like, they're still reminiscing about the past, and they're kind of really still focused on it. And I see part of that is your relationship with them. I see that they haven't forgotten you and they have some pretty strong feelings. Well, that was super jarring. Sorry about that. I thought I turned my phone off. Right now, I see them doing what they need to do to get by. It looks like they were never taught to really make proper decisions. It's almost like they grew up with a gold spoon or something? Like, when people are very privileged and they just kind of grow up being fed things and like they don't actually learn for themselves. I'm seeing this person really needing to adult. Like, they're in the middle of adulting, like growing up, and they're learning skills that they probably should have known. Like, other people know them, but they're learning them. It's kind of like when a rich person loses all their money and they have to like learn how to do their own taxes or something like that. It just feels very the story of them needing to work and make it on their own. I'm also sensing that there's somebody who maybe had to reject their family and to create their own future. Yeah, I'm just seeing that. I'm seeing their family, something happening where it just kind of surprised them. It was something they just didn't see coming. And I'm seeing them kind of having to fend for themselves now. And I'm also sensing that there's somebody that is they're part of a lot of different groups. So I'm seeing them as somebody who can be friends with like a lot of different types of people. Like, they might go from group to group. I'm also sensing this could mean that they have a lot of acquaintances and less friends. They just make friends wherever they go. And so there's somebody that's really friendly to other people, and they are able to kind of put on different masks, if that makes any sense. So they can be a part of different groups of people, different friend groups, and they don't necessarily have one that they just fit into. They are a part of a lot of them. And so when you're dating them, you might meet a lot of different types of friends that you probably would have never met in real life, like if you hadn't been with them. So I'm seeing that, actually, I'm seeing their environment being something that they're picky about. I'm seeing them having this need to hold on to things and right now, like very strongly, and not share. Yeah, it's like they don't want to let other people in or let other people have. It's almost like they're clinging onto what they have. And I'm also seeing that everything is kind of starting over, and that it's almost like they're really just working on personal growth and transformation. I am sensing that this person really loves a blank slate, And it's will never do them good to have anything held over their head. Like, it just backfires. And I'm sensing that this person will really just want to start over. You know, you can't hold on to the past. You both have to let go of the past if you want to be with each other. But I'm seeing them being worth it. Like, I'm seeing this passion and this excitement really filling up your heart, filling up your life. It's just so beautiful. Okay. So I'm seeing you being in a place where you might actually be in a relationship, or you might be, you know, into somebody else that's probably not this person, which makes sense, right? Because they're your ex. And I'm seeing that the idea of being with someone who caused you pain is probably not really what you had in mind, which makes sense. But yeah, but I'm seeing that this is definitely something you're going to have to deal with. I'm seeing you being someone who's extremely devoted to, you know, where you're at, and just trying to kind of survive and hang on. And I'm also sensing that you're somebody who's extremely passionate and you're interested in somebody else. I'm seeing you pursuing somebody else, which is kind of backwards, but here we are. So the question here isn't how am I going to meet this person? This is going to be how are they going to come back into my life? I'm seeing this person coming back into your life. Like, I'm actually seeing them in your home for some reason. There's like this domestic vibe to the environment that I'm getting, and I'm seeing that it's almost like chores. Like, you might even meet them at the laundromat or doing something really mediocre. Like, you'll run into them, but this person is probably going to just run into you. It's more like I'm gonna run into you, but it's also that they're waiting, so you're going to have to be the one to make the move if you want to, unfortunately. I'm actually sensing that this person might know your family, and that they might actually be somebody who you grew up knowing, or maybe they're just a family friend. And I'm sensing you meeting them through family as well. That could be a possibility. But I am seeing somebody introducing you, and it's somebody you know as well. So there could be all those kinds of situations as well. This is a general reading, so you know, there's a lot of possibilities here depending on who you are. But those are the vibes I'm getting, especially from the King of Pentacles. The Hangman is telling me that this is going to be a relationship that will require sacrifices and a lot of compromising. You know, it's going to require time. It's going to take time, and it's going to require some compromises that you weren't willing to make before. So I feel like that's very important. And keep in mind that it's not going to be pretty, you know, at first, but when you can find closure and really get past it and clear the air, I feel like that's the thing. Clearing the air is going to be super important. You need to be able to be honest and open and just like be transparent with each other. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. I see this person being a parent. Like, I see you probably could have kids with them. I'm sensing that this person will be really good at helping out around the house. They have this ability to, I'm actually saying this could be a stay-at-home parent. This person might contribute to the relationship in more of a conventional way as well. Yeah, and if this person isn't the stay-at-home parent, I'm just sensing there's this very traditional energy about them where, you know, they work, but they also are caretakers. So I'm seeing them taking care of family, and I'm just sensing this kind of ability to find a really strong work-life balance. And we also have the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. So as for you, I feel like you have been doing a lot of work on yourself too. And I'm sensing you being in this situation where you will be able to work on things with them. You know, this relationship won't be easy, but it's really beautiful when it is, because this is just so passionate and so amazing. And I feel like you'll bring a lot of stability and balance to the relationship. So I hope that you try. It's okay if it doesn't work because remember, multiple soulmates. So if you feel like you just need to move on, totally cool. Check out another one of the decks and that might speak to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment below and let me know what you think. I would love to hear your experience. Thank you.